Did you know that 3 out of every 100 high school athletes plays in college? 3% of high school athletes play college. How many percent of college athletes play at the next level? Probably less than 3%. So you're really going up against the odds. I'm not saying it's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Today, we're gonna talk about and we're gonna break down the numbers of how many people actually have the opportunity to play overseas, to play professionally. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Des360 tuning in, providing you with that motivational and inspirational content to help supercharge your grind, your vibe, your journey. Look, guys, it's simple. If you're tuning in, you're trying to level up in one way, shape, or form. And my goal, my job, the reason why I'm here is to help you along your journey. Yeah, I'm a former professional basketball player. I lived in the Philippines for 2 years overseas. Then I went to Mexico for a season, did my thing out there. And now I'm just here sharing my story with you, trying to motivate, inspire you in any which way that I can so that you can live out your dreams as well. Yeah. I started playing basketball at age 14. I'm just going to start dropping all this knowledge on y'all. Like, I started playing basketball at age 14, and by age 20, I was overseas. I was in the Philippines, chasing my dream, trying to make it happen. By 23, I had already been in multiple countries, doing my thing, playing the game that I love. So it's possible. I'm 5'11", but everything was stacked against me. That's why I exist right now. That's why this channel's here, because I made it through. And honestly, I'm not like the tallest. I'm not the most bouncy, even though I can slam jam on you. So be careful. But I did it. And everyone said, no, you can't, no, this, you're dumb, you suck, all that. So really, like, the goal of my channel, if you're tuning in, is, of course, we're going to talk basketball. We're going to watch and react to what's going on in the NBA and around the world globally. Of course, it's a global sport. But the most important thing I want you guys to take from this is that if you apply your brain and if you train your mind, the universe will follow and you can make your dreams a reality. So let's get right into it, guys. Look, because I played overseas, a lot of people hit me up and they also want to play overseas. So not only have I dropped the course, How to Play Overseas, that basically breaks down everything I did to get my opportunities, but I also have these videos. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about and we're going to break down the numbers of how many people actually have the opportunity to play overseas, to play professionally. So we're going to look at NBA and overseas in all the different countries, add up the numbers and find out how many slots are there really for playing professional basketball. Okay, so let's start it off. All right, y'all. Number one, NBA. The goal, right? Everyone's trying to go to the league, right? 400 slots. Did you guys know there are only 400 slots in the NBA? Only 400 NBA players. And so really what I say is, like, NBA players are, every single one of them is an alien. Like, every single one of them can step on your court right now and drop 50 on you. No problem. Serious. Even though you might think, man, that guy's whack. Think about it. He's going up against the other top 0.0000001%, maybe more zeros, of the world of hoopers. So you're comparing like aliens and aliens on the basketball court. But in reality, to get there, there are only 400 slots, and it's a business and it's a big deal. So let's tally up the numbers. 400, right? 400 NBA players. Now let's move on. In another video, I broke down every country that has registered. So officially registered, meaning like FIBA, and has a professional league in there. So let's just go through the list. 1 sec. Let's pull up the list. All right. So let's start with Eurobasket. So this is Europe, Germany, France, Greece, Spain, Italy, all those places. There are 47 registered countries, right? So let's do some math. So 47, tally it up. Okay. Latin basket, 42 registered countries. That's like Mexico, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Latin America. 42 registered countries. So 47, 42. Asia, Philippines, China, Malaysia, Qatar, Lebanon, 44 registered countries. All the Asian countries for basketball. Afrobasket, which is Africa. 51 registered countries: Algeria, Nigeria, South Africa, Ivory Coast. Let's move on. Australia basket, New Zealand, Fiji, stuff like that. 18 registered countries. So I'm just gonna do some math right here, mental math. You ready? 47 plus 42, what's that? 89. Plus 44, that's like 133. Plus 51, that's what? 184. Plus 18, 202. So remember that. 202 registered countries around the world for professional basketball, right? Now, that's how many, let's say that's how many countries. Let's look at how many leagues there are. So, for example, when I played in Mexico, Mexico had 4 leagues, or 3 leagues, but I think they have 4 now. So I'm just going to take averages. Some countries only have 1 league. Most countries, though, have at least 2. So let's say every country has 2 leagues. So what's the number? 202 times 2, 404. So 404 leagues across the globe for overseas basketball, right? For pro basketball. And you want to play there, right? Well, let's break down the teams. So we did the leagues, the countries, the leagues. Now let's break down the teams. How many teams? When I was in Mexico, there was around, 12 teams? I think it's safe to say, and then you break down Europe. Some leagues have like 16 teams. Some have 24. Some leagues have 8. So let's pick a safe number. I'd rather, when you're calculating numbers, you want to just pick the lower number just to be safe. So let's do 10. So 202 leagues times 2, 404 leagues, right? 202 countries, 400, my numbers. Hey, shouts out to all my math whizzes out there. So let's just get to it. 404 leagues times 10 teams. That's 4,040 teams. So let's just say 4,000. There are 4,000 teams overseas for basketball. And you want to play at one, right? If you want to make that happen, well, how many spots do these teams have? So one team might have 2, 3 slots, maybe 4. Let's pick 3. Because when I was in the Philippines, it was 2. This is for pure imports. What I mean by slots on the team means pure imports. So you guys got to know about this. For me, I'm Filipino and Mexican. So I actually have my passport for those countries. So I technically did not count as an import. An import would be, let's say you're US, you're a 6'10" beast, big man from the US. And you only have a US passport, and you go and play like in Europe or Philippines, whatever. That counts as you're an import now. So let's say there are 3 slots for imports per team. Typically they'll have like 2 that play, sometimes 3, sometimes they might have 1 as a reserve. So 4,000 teams overseas, 3 slots each. Let's do the math. That's 12,000 slots a year. There are 12,000 slots a year for playing professional basketball overseas. And you want one, right? Well then, let's do the math more. This is important to know, guys. It's not just about, hey, I can hoop. It's you really got to be realistic and look at this, to a certain degree. There's basketball obviously is fantasy, and I'll do that in another video. I'll talk about the fantasy part because it's huge. But you also need to be realistic. Like me, I knew that, hey, if I want to make it, the numbers are stacked against me, so I have to be okay with those odds. So basically, if you're telling me there are 12,000 slots, 12,000 opportunities to play for a registered overseas basketball team, right? On one. And how many basketball players are there in the world? How many? 1 million? 2 million? 100 million? 200 million? A lot, right? The Philippines just alone has like 97 million people. So they definitely found a couple hundred that were good at basketball, and not just good, they were very, very good. So let's just say, for the sake of this video, there are 1 million people, right, every year that are trying to play overseas. Just a numbers thing. So if there are 1 million people and 1 million basketball players trying to get that slot, right, to play overseas, and there are only 10,000 slots, that means 1% of basketball players trying to play overseas actually make it. That means 1 out of every 100 basketball players trying to get that slot overseas actually gets it. And now time for my video. Overseas basketball. Living in another country and playing the game you love. This is a huge milestone for any ambitious basketball player. But where do you start and how do you get your first contract? My name is Des360 and this is how to play basketball overseas. I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to go from college bench warmer to overseas pro basketball player. Watch my full course now, only at Des360.com. All right, guys, so we just broke down the numbers. Over 4,000 teams basically overseas to play on, and over only 12,000 slots. That means that you better be busting your you-know-what. Like, you better be going hard. Like, if you're trying to get that spot overseas, you know how good you have to be or in position. Yeah, you can get lucky. You could be in the right space at the right time, be at the right, place. But I had to be ready because that shot is only coming and going. So I'm gonna talk about what it really takes to get overseas, how good you have to be. And what I mean by that is, like, it all depends. You got to break it down by country, what's on your side and whatnot. But just the numbers alone, right? And that's to play overseas. Did you know that 3 out of every 100 high school athletes plays in college? So let's do the math there. 3% of college athletes 3% of high school athletes play college. Let's just say how many percent of college athletes play at the next level? Probably less than 3%. So you're really going up against the odds. I'm not saying it's impossible. Nothing's impossible. You can make it happen, but you better be on it, because if you're not on it, the next person is. That's all I'm saying. Right. And I'll talk about that more in another video, but I just want to break down the numbers for you guys. If you do see someone who has played overseas, if you can learn from them, if you can just get any tips, be a sponge. Why not? Like, it's only going to improve your chances. You're only going to benefit from it. You're only going to learn from it and add it to your arsenal, if anything, right? So I just want to put those numbers out there, guys. You know what? Numbers are a good measurement of what you're going up against, but you could do it. You could still make it happen. Work hard, put yourself in position, and I talk about that all in my course. So, that's what it is. It is possible. 12,000 slots a year. 12,000 slots a year. You just need one, right? So I'll answer some more questions. I'll do a little Q&A right here, actually. I'll add this. If you have been watching, I'll do some Q&A for you, because people hit me up on the daily, on Instagram and whatnot. If you don't follow me yet, check it out. Same thing, at Des360 on Instagram, and connect, because I'm here to help. I'm here to help you guys and just spread my experiences, playing overseas and overcoming those odds. It took me years, but I did it, right, in a short amount of time, because odds are meant to be defined. So someone asked me about this league. There are different leagues, and I'll probably do another video on it, but Praia League, there's a new league starting up. I believe it's in the Ivory Coast, or it's in Africa. It's in the coast of Africa, and basically they have camps. They have some camps in the US. They're doing some tryouts in the US, and then they're going overseas, which is great. And shouts out to them just for, trying to pave a new route, trying to pave a new way, and trying to, give more people opportunities, But the reality of the matter is, starting up a basketball league is not easy. It's not the easiest thing to do. You need a lot to work for it to be successful, for you to keep doing it. So what I will say about the Praia League is it's new. It's going to have its own set of challenges. If I were starting a league, I would want to bring really good players that I already know, right? Like I want to bring players that I know are really good. So I might already have players in mind. So I know a lot of people are saying, hey, should I enter? Should I do this? There are probably some slots, but there are probably only a handful. So if you are going to spend that $300, $400 just make sure that you're ready to go. And no matter what happens, that you're going to keep it pushing, because there are only so many slots. So could you put that money somewhere else? Maybe, but that's the game. Like, the game is deciding where you want to take that chance. You know, what's worth investing and what isn't. You know, I will give you all a little gem. If you are going to go to any type of tryout, bring a video camera and have someone there, invest in that. Pay one of your boys to just come with you and literally just record every game. You don't want to put it into the organizer's hand, because what if the audio gets messed up? What if the file gets corrupt? What if all that? What if you don't get a slot, but you played well? You dropped 20, you didn't get a slot, and you don't have film. At least have that film. So that's the game we're playing here. A lot of y'all hit me up as well and say, hey, can you plug me? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I get hit up by a lot of players. I can't plug everyone, but I'll look at everyone. And if you're getting it in and doing all that, you know, a lot of people pay for knowledge, pay for wisdom, right? I'm literally taking years of what I went through, my experiences, crazy experiences, which I will talk about in other videos, and sharing that with you guys. And I made a course which is like on sale right now for literally a fraction of everything that I've gone through, a fraction of all these camps that I paid for. So I'm just saying, to me, like, when that's just a test, that's just a test. Like, who's really actually willing to go to invest in knowledge? Because if you're willing to invest in knowledge, then you're willing to separate yourself from the group already. You're already separating yourself. Yeah. So I was just saying, if 100 people buy, like 100 people reach out to me, and let's say 20 people actually buy the course, off top, those 20 people, I'm thinking like, wow, these guys are a little more serious. That's really how the game goes. How many of you guys have like gone to a tryout and you're like, the coach is favoring these players? Yes, because those players probably reached out to him months before, probably said, hey, let me get a workout with you. Hey, they're investing. So, you know, you guys gotta be aware, see these things, and find ways to separate yourself. But ultimately, guys, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna drop free content like this. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you can learn from it. Hopefully it, you know, can be added to your arsenal. Go over it one more time. 12,000 slots per year, overseas basketball. Go get one. I believe in you. All right. Believe in yourself. Des360. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Comment what you want me to talk about next regarding basketball, motivation, stories. I will be sharing. I will be dropping more content. We got to 10K subs. The next round, the next thing we're doing is more of the mind. Basketball is a game of the mind. Train your mind. The body, the universe will follow. See y'all next time. Peace.